were telling me about what Mary Frances Berry, Dr. Carr.
Yes, I mean, it's interesting because we were talking. I'm reading his Sandy's book with Kirsten Mullen, From Here to Equality, and in thinking about it, we were talking about the long history of reparations. And again, this is a conversation for another day. We can do a whole thing on reparations because all the people who I know in the reparations movement, particularly folks around the National African American Reparations Coalition, NARC. The Institute of the Black World for 21st Century, Ron Daniels now, but most importantly, the National Coalition of Blacks for Reparations in America, in Cobra. That organization, the female co-chair of that organization, Mashariki Jawanza, she and her husband Kamal go back 25 years with them. They are the group, the single group in the United States, as part of an international coalition, folks coming out of the Caribbean, West Africa, other places, that have really pushed for reparation. In fact, it was a brother called Reparations Ray Jenkins out of Detroit, who helped lead the movement in Detroit. And the reparations movement there, in terms of organized resistance, goes back to the 60s. In fact, when you hear Malcolm X's famous Message to the Grassroots speech, that speech was recorded by the Henry brothers, Milton Henry and Richard Henry, but we know them as Imari and Gaidi Obadeli. They were leaders of the Republic of New Africa. They were connected to a sister named Audley Moore, Queen Mother Moore, who comes out of the Garvey movement in the 30s and 40s. So anyway,
I had the pleasure of actually sitting with her.
Did you? Oh, me too. Look, we're two people who could tell the rest of them how. Oh man, where were you at, Karen?
I was at the New York Daily News. I was doing a Black History Month thing that I pitched to them, and they let me go with it. And I did a whole graveyard tour of all of our Black. Went to Malcolm X's grave, did a piece on that, Louis Armstrong, all of the people that are buried in the New York area. And then I did a whole piece on Queen Mother Moore, went to her place and sat at her feet. I didn't understand, I'm a journalist, that come out of a PWI. Even though I came out of a kind of home that, my mind was open, but that woman was incredible. And to the point that I was angry when this new lady started calling herself Queen Mother Moore.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get into that.
No.
Audley Moore was special.
Yes, she was. In fact, I was living in Columbus, Ohio. In the end of her life, she used to travel for her birthday, and she would come. I don't know why she picked Columbus, Ohio to this day, but she used to come to Columbus, and we have a big birthday party for her. And as you know, because you went to the house with the books and the art and all the stuff.
She don't have as many books as you, but yeah.
No. But Audley Moore, because here's a woman, as you say, the famous story when they went to hear Garvey speak. She's from New Iberia, Louisiana, and the police was going to break in the meeting. And she said, we all came out. I came out of my pocketbook with my little gun, and we got up on the chairs and was like, speak, Garvey, speak. I'm like, this woman was rolling with Marcus Garvey. Do you understand?
Yes.
I mean,
yes.
So, but Queen Mother Moore was kind of like the kind of symbol of reparations. She was at the Gary Convention in 1972.
Wow.
Talking about, we need our reparations. Look at what they did to my hair. Look what they did to my skin color. She was a Queen Mother Moore is like, we need our reparations. Anyway, I still have to say that in Cobra, the women and men of in Cobra today represent the continuing struggle for reparations. And it was in Cobra, folks, Reparations Ray and them, that pushed John Conyers to introduce what we now know as HR 40. So I'm saying all this to say there's a huge backdrop. And in fact, another sister who was very powerful in that movement. Oh, and there's some Black women lawyers as well. Adwa Adjatoro, the great Nkechi Taifa. These are the lawyers who, along with the Henry brothers, with the Obadelis, Chokwe Lumumba, who was a member of this movement, really were trying to outline the legal strategy to pursue reparations, not just domestically, but as an international challenge, something that they could bring to the International Criminal Court if they could. I mean, these are the theories that begin to advance. One of their heroes was a sister from Nashville, Tennessee named Callie House. Callie House and Isaiah Dickerson had something in the 19th century. That's her picture right there. And this is the book by Mary Frances Berry called My Face is Black is True. Callie House was the leader of the Ex-Slaves Mutual Relief Pension Fund. In other words, these women and men, she was a washwoman out of Nashville. They came out of enslavement and they said, give us our reparations. So when people say, well, your people weren't enslaved. No, Black people have been calling for reparations since we came out of slavery. But I'm saying I have to say that it's great to see the renewed interest in reparations. It's important. It's great that this movement is continuing. I'm always a little challenged when I hear people write, talk, present themselves as if they've discovered something that was somehow laying out there undiscovered. This is an unbroken struggle tradition. So Sandy has done some incredible work in From Here to Equality, but let's be clear. There is a rack of books. My man Ray Wimbush, Should America Pay? This is the book on reparations. He's got all the chapters. This book is 350 pages of primary documents going back from Belinda's petition, a woman enslaved named Belinda who petitioned for her freedom and reparations during enslavement. All the lawyers, Willie Gary and them cats, Charles Ogletree and them, Johnny Cochran and them, said, what would be the legal standard? So when Sandy and them come up, yo, this is the way we get, okay, go. What did they say 30 years ago, 60 years ago, 100 years ago? Because one of our big problems is, instead of building on the victories and the defeats of the past to fine tune them, we want to start from scratch because somebody put us on television and say, what do you think? Well, I think, no, don't do that.